Live for God right now on this earth. Don't expect to go and live with God afterward. Yeah. You got to show that right here. Why we see death? Death is a sign to let you know your life's not your own. Play tough. Play tough. Play big. When that soul come up out of that body, let's see you be big.
In the lobby of the hotel, and he began to tell me and ask me, about the ministry, different things. But one thing he said that stood out, he said, Craig, the merge of hip hop and gospel did not work. He said it was unsuccessful. So I'm like, why'd you do it? It's unsuccessful. But now the club is in the church. Because of your music, what do we do now? You don't run an experiment on the people of God because you got some records sold. I never forget standing in my classroom one day. And some of these, my ex-students might remember it. I was standing in my classroom and the Holy Spirit spoke to me about 6 years ago, spoke to me and said, Craig, the vision I gave you is about to get confirmed right now. And I got this funny feeling. I turned around and it was Kurt. He was in my doorway. And he walked in and he said, I want to tell your class something. And he told the class, he said, I'm getting ready to merge Christian music and secular music. He said, I'm going to have artists like D'Angelo singing with artists like Yolanda Adams. I'm going to have artists like R. Kelly singing with artists like me. I'm going to mix them and merge them so that they will be one. And he did it. And I believe he's rebirthed and reborn, and I'm not talking about him. I'm just telling you what happened. That happened. Can I tell what happened? And it happened. But now what do we do? Let the kids club dance so we can reach them and get a bunch of kids in there acting like they in the world. Let the kids look and act like the secular artists that are performing. Let's do the secular music in the middle of the gospel concert.
Walk it out. That's how we going out of here tonight. Look at your neighbor and say, walk it out. They trying to act like they don't know what you're referring to. Look at them and tell them, walk it out.
Hey, now walk it out. 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 DJ Southside walk it out. We ain't walk it out. Northside walk it out. Here we go. Now walk it out. 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 Now Westside walk it out. Southside walk it out. Eastside.
This is only for the ratchet people. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Somebody say do it one more time. Man, I lied one more time.
Alright, Texas talking about, yeah, it's the first one of the year, because I had to throw one in there. We're going to be back on here pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Today I want to talk about these pastors playing speculative, I think is the word, speculative music, rap music in the church house. Now let me say this from the jump, I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. I'm a believer of Jesus Christ myself, so I'm not trying to say nothing blasphemous or nothing like that. So that's the disclaimer. I'm just trying to get y'all to understand what's taking place here. So, it was this pastor out of Fort Worth. He's not the only one that, I don't want to say Fort Worth, I think it was Dallas. But he's not the only pastor that's done this. This is just mine. I saw it and I'm like, you know what, bro? I gotta speak on it. So, He was, it's ironic too, man, because I had seen a video of this pastor. This is a different, I ain't gonna say pastor, because it didn't say he was a pastor. But it was this dude that was singing Charlie Boy on My Mama, on My Hood. But he was singing it in like a gospel sort of way, you know what I'm saying? And they was at the house, you know what I'm saying? I guess they was just playing or whatever. Maybe 2 days, if that, 2 days later, or not the day later, I see a pastor singing Charlie Boy, on my mama. But he was like, on my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good, touch my swag. He was doing all that in the church house, bro. And I'm like, you know, ain't no cussing in that song, you know what I'm saying? But, dog, this is a place to serve the Lord. Are you serving the Lord or are you serving Charlie Boy? Just like the other pastor talking about, we gonna walk it out into the new year. Like, if I want to walk it out into the new year, I done went outside and walked it out with everybody else. But no, I chose to come to the house of the Lord and walk into the new year with the Lord. It's another pastor. He told, no, matter of fact, since we there, we'll talk about it. That same pastor went on a new, I guess you would say news broadcast. I know he went on multiple radio stations talking about, yeah, like 120 people got saved that night. Never in my life, and I grew up in the church house, never in my life have I heard a pastor brag about how many people getting saved. Like, as if you're the one saving them. Because I thought it was about giving praise to the Most High, Jesus Christ, Lord, our Savior. Not about how many people you brought to Jesus. Now, I'm not gonna say that like that's not, you bringing people to Jesus is, you know what I'm saying? That's I like to hear that. But the way you said it made it seem like if it wasn't for you, you know what I'm saying, your message, this, and I'm saying this is my interpretation on how you displayed it. It made it seem like if it wasn't you, them people wouldn't have got saved. And I'm all for, you know, tooting your own horn and stuff like that. But in this situation, bro, we talking about Jesus. We talking about God, bro. Like, and you're a pastor, so I expect you to know how to conduct yourself as a pastor. Because as a pastor, you have people coming to your church looking at you to get me to God. Now, everybody doesn't have the same, everybody's not on the same page when it comes to God. You know what I'm saying? And you saying, yeah, 120 people got saved at my church that night. How many people did you save? Number one, I don't know because I don't keep count. And number two, I wouldn't, me personally, if somebody say, man, Theo brought me to Jesus, man, like, I would say, I didn't bring you to Jesus. Jesus spoke to through me to you. That's why you went to him, because he came to you in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's number two. That's the second pastor I've told y'all about playing this secular. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so I'm gonna just say playing rap music in the church house. Number three, did I say walk it out? That's him. I might have got mixed up because there was another pastor talking about swag surfing into the new year. That might be the pastor that did the. I'm gonna put the clips in the video. I don't understand, bro. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this, bro. My grandma was real big. My mom too. One thing about my mom, my grandma, like, they would be like, if you didn't go to church, say like you was like, oh, I don't feel good, whatever. Number one, you gotta play that all day. So you can just cancel out your whole Sunday if you didn't go to church, because your parents gonna be on you like, nah, you can't go outside. Remember, you ain't feel good. Nah, you can't play the game. Remember, you ain't feel good. So now you got time, but you ain't had time for the Lord. Like that's the house I grew up in. Especially my grandma, because everybody go to grandma's house on Sundays after church to watch the football game or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I look forward to that. And if I didn't go to church, like, I can still go to my grandma's, but she gonna hit me with that cold shoulder. And that used to hurt my heart, bro. That used to hurt my heart. So once I graduated, you know, rule still stands, like, we expect to see you at church, you know what I'm saying? Even though you don't live here no more, you know what I'm saying? We expect to see you. So I still went, bro. Nothing felt better than, you know, walking into church. Cause, you know, at my church I went to in Mahel, like you walk into the door and then you go all the way around, and then like the pews and stuff is facing this way. So like when you walk in, unless somebody turn around, they don't know you there. So I would walk in and either I sit right behind my grandma, or I would come into the aisle and sit right next to her. Like if somebody sitting next to Grandma Jean, hey, move, bro. I'm sitting right here. I want to sit next to Grandma Jean. You already know. And my grandma be like, go ahead, scoot down, cause you know Jamil want to sit by me. Like, yeah. And so that shit always warmed my heart. Like, either if I came in and kissed her from behind and sat down, and she would smile to see me, or if I came in, you know what I'm saying, and I walk in front of her, you know what I'm saying, like that would warm my heart. But I say that to say, once I got old enough to go to church on my own, I would go to church to get away from the real world. I would go to church to get away from the real world. Like, and I'm dead serious. Like, I knew it when I step in here, I ain't gotta worry about nothing that's going on outside. I ain't gotta worry about hating ass niggas. I ain't gotta worry about hoes that's mad at me. I ain't gotta worry about niggas that wanna kill me. I ain't gotta worry about the police. None of that matters when I'm in the house of the Lord. And I give you that breakdown because it's like, you go into church thinking, all right, and I'm gonna talk about gospel music in a minute. You go into the church house like, all right, it's like the weights lifted off your shoulders. Like, all right, I'm gonna get a good sermon. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hear some good music. All is good. And you go in there and you hear some. And let's talk about this with the flips of music that they do in church. Like, the rain down on me, let your love just fall. When they flip that into a gospel song, I was cool with that, because it's like, all right, that's cool, you know what I'm saying, because it's R&B, so it's not really that far from, you know what I'm saying, same type of sound. But, and if you want to say, oh, it was New Year's FIO, like they, you know what I'm saying, I've been there, man, say Quay, man, if Quay watching this hoe, and I'm gonna send it to you, Quay, you remember when we used to have to go to church on New Year's? And like, we would have to sit there until after 12 o'clock, and then your mama or my mama you know, so and so, they mama, they'd be like, all right, y'all can leave now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we used to have to be up in there, bro, be up in there all night, you know what I'm saying? They ain't say we gon' bring in the New Year to some dreams and nightmares. Yeah, it was nice like this. I used to, yeah. Man, that shit ain't never happened. But we also grew up in that old school type of church. And I used to hate it as a kid. I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to hate it as a kid. But once I got older, man, that passion and that soul of gospel music, bro, just... And you know, I'll wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? It'll be months and stuff until I go to church. So it's like, you ain't been in here in a minute, so you ain't, it's kind of like getting baptized over, you know what I'm saying? When you wait a long time to go to church, it'll hit you all at once. Old women and young women get to singing, and old men and young men get to singing, bro, and Dog, it hit me because it's like, I'm trying to think of a time I didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? When they was singing gospel music, because it's so touching. Like, and I wouldn't even look at it as crying. It's kind of like your soul is just, like I said, being baptized. Like you getting all this up off of you. Everything that you carry out there in the real world is being taken off of you. And it's an amazing feeling. You know what I'm saying? So for me to walk into this place and I'm hearing stuff I hear in the real world, now it's like, dang, I'm trying to get away from the real world. Now I'm back in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, now I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't just gotta worry about the real world, man. Like I said, man, I saw that in God. He touched me like, nah, I need you to speak on this. You know what I'm saying? You know, the last video I did, we was already in that spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you might as well just backdoor it and talk and stay on that topic to a sense. You know what I'm saying? But I might sound like the bitter person right now, you know what I'm saying? But dog, we have to keep the Lord's house sacred, man. Cause thinking about like I just talked to my mama, you know, cause once God told me I need to speak on this, I was like, well, I'm gonna need some help, you know what I'm saying? So I called my mama and asked her, and my mom said something deep, bro. She said something deep. She was like, pastors care. In today's age, everybody's worried about, you know what I'm saying, how I look to everybody else. So with a climate change like that, you take it to the pastors, they like, man, this internet, you know, a lot of, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups for some reason. A lot of church services are being live streamed now. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, not only, and I think that kind of might have took away the sacredism. I don't even know if that's a word, but the sacred part of church. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a comedian doing his shit. Before phones came out and shit. Like, I can go and say the same thing to a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be there to hear it. But now you got, like I said, live streaming, people recording and all that. So it's kind of like, not only am I speaking to the people in front of me, but I'm speaking to the people in front of me. You know what I'm saying? The people on the phones, the people that's watching on YouTube, on their TV, the people that's at work listening. You know, you got all these people. The people that ain't even gonna listen to it today, they might catch it tomorrow. They might catch it next week. Or, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you want people inside the house. You know, you can, like, I pay my tithes. Even though I don't go to church all the time, I still pay my tithes every time I get paid. So, not only, and this is the slippery slope, bro, but not only are you worried about the offering that's happening in the church, it could be an offering happen, like people paying their tithes, and you can also make an offer online, or to a certain extent, and I don't know how far this works, but also, if you're a well-known pastor, people might want to bless your cash app, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, we're on a bigger spectrum now, and to the pastors that's solid, Gino, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like it bothered them. They like, that don't change nothing for me. I'm still gonna speak about this book, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though people watch me, it could be celebrities watch me, I don't care. I'm coming about this book. Like, you know, I'm sticking to the script, you know what I'm saying? And with all the pastors that can do that, and they blessed to do that, it's the ones that's like, they might not have it that good, you know what I'm saying? So they might have to, all right, I'm gonna throw a little bit of this real world into this, but it's gonna come full circle, just hang tight with me. That's cool, but like my mama said, you got a lot of people now that's, they might wanna look into God and stuff like that. So it's like I said, you know, it's being live streamed and everything. Now you looking like, okay, let me see if I can grasp let me see if I can grasp the youth, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might talk about Drake, or I might talk about LeBron James or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Just to grasp the youth, you know what I'm saying? And reach one, teach one, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's new to all of us, you know what I'm saying? It's new to all of us, but like I said, you sitting there talking about swag surfing and On My Mama and all this, you got to think about the people that's been going to that church since before phones and all that. You know what I'm saying? How did our elders feel in them situations? How do our elders feel when it's like you always want to, you know what I'm saying, speak on stuff out there, when it's like, why don't we just speak out this book like we used to? You know, I had my pastor in my head, his name was Reverend Campbell, and I never forget one thing he said, and it stuck with me to this day, and I refer to this a lot. He said, if you looking for somebody to pat your back, you be waiting your whole life. I'm going to say that again. If you looking for somebody to pat your back, you going to be waiting your whole life. And that's what let me know I don't care what nobody thinks about me. As long as that man, as long as Jesus, God, is happy with me, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say, maybe these pastors are like, cause I'm not gonna speak on TD Jakes because that I don't feel like I need to speak on that. But maybe the reaction they get from their congregation, like my mama said, these pastors care about increasing the numbers of the congregation. They're gonna do whatever they need, they see fit possible to do that. Other than embracing who's there and be like, look, y'all been here, you know what I'm saying? We gonna thug it out, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all keep coming back. So y'all keep coming back. So obviously the message I'm giving y'all that God gave me to give y'all receiving it. So let me stay on that. Let me, you know, Currency say, keep your eyes on your own paper. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at another pastor and be like, dang, he saved 120 people, man. Like, I still got the same 50 people in this church that's been since 2010. Like, but like I said, keep your eyes on your own paper. And at the same time, maybe God got you focusing on that 50 because that 50 is strong. Now that 120 that got saved on New Year's, because we know how New Year's go, new resolution, I'm gonna go get saved. You know, hey, let me ask you this: some 120 people that you saved, and them 120 people still been coming to church since they got saved? That's all I'm saying, bro. I just feel like it's the same thing with the rap game, bro. It's the same thing with the rap game. Like, you can have a solid fan base, you know what I'm saying? And like, say you make a big song, you blow off one song. You already got a foundation, but this one song kind of take you to the next level. Other than the foundation and the supporters that you built, you focused on the new ones, talking about, man, you should make another one. So now you focused on that. Now you losing your foundation because you worried about the damn windows and damn tiling and all this other. But your foundation that's gonna hold them windows and tiling is leaving. So what happens when your foundation isn't sturdy? It caves in, bro. And like I was gonna say, with sermons and stuff and pastors and live streaming being so easy to access, you actually gotta be more firm because it makes it easier for people to look and be like, they see you in there swag surfing and On My Mama and all that. They think, see, I told you they was in there playing, bro. Them Christians in there playing, but they gonna give me a hard time when I come to church. You gonna look upside my head and all that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, we know what the battle is. Dang. We know what the battle is. And the battle's harder now because these people are blatantly showing you, oh, I worship the devil. I worship the devil. It's on the Grammys and all this stuff. It's on YouTube. People is throwing up pentagrams and all this stuff. And bro, this is the time we have to like I said, the foundation that you built. This is the time to show that why this foundation is so strong. Because the rest of the world, yeah, they might be doing that, but we gonna keep our eyes on our own paper and do what God asked us to do, no matter what it might look like outside. It might look good over there. You like, dang man, TD Jakes got all them people up in there, man. Like, but keep your eyes on your own paper. God gives everybody their own task. Because when you get to heaven and God's like, bro, I told you to do that. And you like, but so you wasn't paying attention. Because now it's you here. He ain't here. He can't save you. I can save you. And I was trying to save you, but you was focused on what he was doing, other than what I told you to do. And this comes from a person that believes in God, bro. Like, that's why I spoke on this, because it's like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I was hurt. Like, I'm not here to condemn, like, the new Christian rap and stuff like that. If I don't have no problem with that. Me personally, I'm an old school type of, I grew up on the old hymnals and stuff, like the Clark Sisters and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, that's what I like to hear, but I'm not gonna judge you for what you, as long as you believe in Jesus and you following what Jesus asked you to do, I don't have no issue. But when you bring that rap music into the church house, and then people is down there crip walking in the church house, people is twerking in the church house, dog, and our elders are sitting right there, watching what they dedicated their life to being destroyed and corrupted. That's all I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Like, how dare you do that in front of our elders, bro? Like, I would be embarrassed if my grandma was alive and she saw that. Like, case in point, my grandma was very vocal, so she probably would have got up and got to telling people about themselves, but we don't owe that to our elders, bro. We don't owe that to our elders. They the reason we in the church house. So how dare us come into the church house our grandparents begged us to come to and then corrupt it? Don't even hold our basis of our root. We don't even hold that accountability. Like, we just gonna run it straight into the ground. Kind of like when we got our freedom and stuff. All right, y'all. All right, I'm passing. Our elders like, look, I'm passing y'all the baton. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just keep it up. We already knocked down the hard part. Y'all just gotta stay on these people's neck. But we already got the foundation down. And I'm pretty sure our elders was like, there ain't no way they can mess this up. And look at us now. You know what I'm saying? Now that I've said it, I'm gonna say I'm speaking in place of my elders. Because, yeah, obviously y'all don't respect our elders. So if they was to come out and say this, y'all would call them every name in the book. In the house of the Lord. I done seen people fighting in the church. I was like, what is going on? Like, we already know we had a spiritual battle, bro. We already know this. Y'all gave all that energy to Lil Nas X, but Jay-Z put a whole movie out disrespecting the Lord. No sin is greater than the other, but it's like, you got 3 minutes versus 2 hours. Which one is worse? Y'all did all that to Lil Nas X when Jay-Z put a whole movie out disrespecting the Lord. Y'all ain't say nothing. And when I say y'all didn't say nothing, I'm talking about the people that came out and said something about Lil Nas X but didn't say nothing about Jay-Z. No sin is greater than the other, bro. You don't get to pick the sinner and say, well, I like this sinner, but I don't like this one. No, the sin is the sin. That's what it is. And that's one thing I'm starting to notice, bro, is the situation be right in our face, and people still scared to call it what it is. You know what I think it is? I think y'all look at these rappers like they are saviors. Y'all look at rappers like they are y'all look at rappers like they the second coming of Jesus, because for some reason these people get money and don't do nothing for us, but y'all still respect them. Like, I don't even know how you can still respect Jay-Z and he made a movie like that, bro. Like, the audacity. He did a song talking about what'd he say? Life starts when the church ends. He said this on a very big song that was played on the radio and everything. Constantly disrespecting the Lord. Beyonce talking about she put she uses Bible verses, scriptures as tampons. And y'all still buying these expensive tickets to go see these people. Now we done got to the point because we didn't nip it in the bud when we should have and said, no, there is a line. You have this type of music and you have gospel music. Do not intertwine those. And I say that because, did I write his name? Pastor Craig G. Lewis out of Dallas. I respect that man to the utmost. He has this series called Behind, is it Behind, I forgot. It's in my phone, but I tried to write it in my notes. But he was talking about how he was doing a seminar. He was doing a teaching in South Carolina, and he was like, in the middle of him speaking, Kirk Franklin came inside, and he was like, this is back in like I think 1999, maybe earlier than that, maybe 94 or something. But he was like, I'm working on taking rap music and gospel music and putting them together. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because they're different for a reason. And like Naeem said, these people bank on you not being able to read or reading what you need to read. They bank on that. Kirk Franklin, why would you do that when you already know how you can, bro? Pastor Lewis said you can, when it comes to music, you can learn it without even trying to learn it. Like, if you listen to music repetitively, you'll know that song and don't even like the song. Raindrops, Drop Tops, Smoking On. I've never listened to that song a day in my life, bro. Like, willingly just went and listened. I've never done it. But it's songs you can say and I know it, and I don't even listen to that song. So knowing that, why would you, that like that line I just told you, a rap and gospel, why would you intertwine that? Now these people think they praising the Lord, but they really praising the devil. Because you intertwine these two worlds that don't supposed to be intertwined. Because when I heard Pastor Lewis say that, I was like, dang. Because like now, I don't even know about Kirk Franklin music. I don't even know if that's gospel music or not. I don't want to be thinking I'm sitting here praising the Lord and I'm really sitting here disrespecting him. And that's all I'm trying to get y'all to understand, man, is like, dog, church is a sacred place. It used to be a time where you could be running from somebody and you run into church. They be like, oh, he in church, he ain't going in there. It used to be a time the police wouldn't even go in there until after church. You remember Frank Lucas? When he was in church and he was walking his grandma out, and they stood off the church grounds Yeah, I remember as a kid seeing news, I would say, I don't know, just, I guess, watching the news and people have a standoff in the church. And the whole SWAT team, everything, just sitting outside church because you can't go in the church. Now you got niggas like Dylan Roof going there and kill a motherfucker, kill all them people in the church. Me personally, I believe that all churches should have security. Armed security. I believe that. I believe that. Because, especially after that situation, it's like, all right, we know what we dealing with. And like I said, God doesn't want you to be stupid. If you can protect yourself, protect yourself. If people feel like, oh, they got guns in the church, I ain't going in there, why wouldn't you? That's probably the safest place you could be. But like I said, church is a sacred ground, bro. And it's just certain things. Because I don't think people understand, once you start messing with church, bro, that's like a whole nother realm that you don't even supposed to be playing with like that. That's why it's like, I don't cuss in church. I wouldn't do nothing disrespectful in the church house. Because now you playing with a whole nother spiritual realm that you're not even ready for. Like Dylan Roof, I don't, he didn't kill himself. They ain't kill him. But I could imagine what is going on in his life by doing that. Is killing people in the church house. We're in the middle of worship and you gonna come in and kill us? And that's how I feel about the rap music in the church house, bro. It's like it's conflicting. I'm 27, so I have a grasp on the certain things you should know about. But think about think about the people that's 14, 15, 16, 17 to 25. And like you done came to the realization, you like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna go to church. And you go in church and they sitting there talking about swag surfing and on my mama. You know, people might relapse when they hear that music. They might have been saved and now you done, cause this is my place where it's like, I know I'm not gonna be tested. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm in the church house. I'm in the house of the Lord. I'm covered. And you don't know what people might have been doing when that music was playing. You know what Ayo said about the whole Future thing? That you'll relapse, it'll trigger you. I feel like as a pastor, bro, that's real reckless to do. And like I said, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. You know, I told my mom, I was like, I didn't want to speak about this because I know God said don't touch my anointed. But like she said, you know who anointed and who ain't. You can tell by their actions. Yeah, y'all wonder where I get my skills from. It's my mama, bro. Like my mama can, you know. My mom's a real spiritual lady too. I was literally there. I was literally there. Like when my mom had me, I believe my mom always had a relationship with the Lord, but I saw once she got saved, caught the Holy Ghost, and what happened after that. My mama never, from that day forward, bro, my mom, the Lord muted my mom for 2 weeks. She didn't speak for 2 weeks, bro, after she caught the Holy Ghost. So I'm not sitting here talking to y'all like on some I don't know this. Like I'm very aware of God, Jesus Christ, and the whole spiritual realm, all that. I grew up in the church house. So, like I said, when I see things like this, it struck a nerve, bro, because it's like, that's a lot of people's safe haven. You know, everybody's safe haven ain't home. A lot of people's safe haven is the church house. And I don't want to say how dare you, but it's like, bro, just tighten up, man. Don't. And then once it hits the internet, bro, all I'm gonna ask you is once it hits the internet, just please conduct yourself as the saved man that you are. That's all I'm asking, bro. Do not, please don't detach from that to come. You don't have to detach from the Lord to come and have a conversation with these other people. I'm not gonna call them sinners and stuff because I don't know them people, but that's where you get commended at. To me, was like when you standing in there in front of other people and you still on, no, I'm on God's time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Gino so much, because he'll come straight out the book. Go to verse Genesis chapter 8. What does that say? And the deacon, he'll read it and he'll be like, it's right there in the book. Right there in the book. I really ain't even gotta say nothing after this because it's right there in the book. So like I said, man, I feel like I had to speak my due diligence on this. Just, can we please just keep the church house to church house? Like I said, I'm not gonna speak on a new type of, that's not for me. And I'm not saying the music's not for me, it's just not for me to speak on. I'm not gonna do that. Like I said, I want everybody to get to Jesus. Because I'm telling you, once you get to Jesus, man, things just, I'm not gonna say it gets easier, but it's when you have God on your side, bro. I've been without God and I've been with God. And I can tell you, being with God is a lot easier than being without God. So that's all I'm saying. Keep in mind, when you're doing these things in the church house, keep in mind that our elders are sitting right there, man. And not only are our elders sitting right there, you might have a child or two that's on that thin line. Like, I want to follow God, but I don't want to follow God. So you just got to understand these people, you're dealing with brittle souls here. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, please just be gentle with these people, man. Because you got a lot of people that go to church and be like, all right, bro, if I don't get it today, then that's it. And I feel like as a pastor, you know that. Because I feel like God wouldn't put you there if you didn't. And I'm not saying all pastors are good and all that. Hey, I understand, but that's not what I'm here for. I feel like God put you as a pastor, and he tested you, because Pastor Craig G. Lewis, I advise everybody to go just listen to him. I'm gonna put his clip in this video. But you see, I try my best not to cut. I don't even think I cussed this video. If I did, God forgive me. But he'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, like when he had to what is the word when you like cast out a demon? Exorcism. He had to do that for people. And he was like, God, you see how big that one? I can't do that. But he had faith. And God walked him through it. So you pastors, you might be like, man, I feel like if I say this, I might not get the same reaction I did. And I hope you're not doing this for the internet, but just pray on it, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I saw other people speak about this whole situation, but as I just want to speak from my point of view, so the people that listen to me know how I stand with this. Me personally, I feel like keep the Lord of the house sacred. Keep the Lord of the house sacred. This has been Texas Talking About. I appreciate y'all listening to me. I hope y'all have a blessed day, a blessed night. And I'll see y'all later.
Live for God right now on this earth. Don't expect to go and live with God afterward. Yeah. You got to show that right here. Why we see death? Death is a sign that let you know your life's not your own. Play tough. Play tough. Play big. When that soul come up out of that body, let's see you be big. Hey.